Rinky.
Hi.
Welcome back. I got lots of DMs and so did you about people thinking that this entire series has been discontinued.
No,
so
it's
first
not.
of all, it has not. Yes, it has not. Happy New Year. This is going to be amongst the first set of videos that is going to go up on my channel in 2020. Oh my god, 2020. But no, the series has not been discontinued, guys. It's just that she was going through a cleanse and I was traveling. I wasn't well for a while and then she wasn't well for a while, and we just didn't have the time to film for a certain phase, which is thankfully over with 2020. You will see videos getting back to usual, but with today's video, we're doing something just slightly different. The video you're going to be seeing today is not a weekly tarot reading. It's actually a reading where Rinky has done, which is sort of like a projection of the whole year ahead basis your sun signs. I find that really interesting because it's the first time we're doing that. Normally we do our weekly readings, but we wanted to do something a little extra special for you today. And Rinky was like, yes. So I'm very glad that we could have brought this forward for you. As usual, all the timestamps will be down below in the info box, so give that a read, click and go over to your sun sign. Let's start as usual with Aries.
Aries, the first card that we have for you is a card of cups. This card here is telling us that 2020 is a year where you'll feel emotionally strong. You know, with whatever's happened in the past, I feel there were a lot of breakdowns, and somewhere as a person, you know, you felt extremely low. But this is a great sign that we have in the beginning of the year for you, which only says that you will be extremely strong. There will be decisions for which you will be very, very clear onto what you want to do, how you want to do. So I definitely see a lot of clarity. Your vision is expanding. In terms of professional life, I see, you know, there are a lot of things that you're working forward to. There are a couple of things in your head and you don't know how to move forward. So somewhere this card is telling you, don't over pressurize yourself in 2020 in terms of money, in terms of profession. It's saying, you know, one step at a time is what's advisable. I feel, you know, taking care of everything at once is like you're paying no attention onto a single thing. So somewhere focus is what your cards are saying for 2020 in terms of professional life, and that's how you'll reach towards growth. Angel message for you here is positive expectations. Angels are telling you, you know, this is a year to have positive expectations towards everything that you're doing. So somewhere, you know, your thoughts have to be extremely clear, which is where, you know, you will see thoughts becoming actual things for you. So somewhere everything that you're doing, have positive expectation towards it. Angels and the universe is definitely supporting you in that. Taurus, the card that we have for you here in terms of your personal life, this card tells us that you are taking too much efforts onto working onto or building certain relationships in your life. I would say this is a card where know what's coming your way. Somewhere, you know, it's very important for you to understand, is the person also reciprocating in a similar way? Because it just feels like you're overburdening yourself with too many thoughts. There is a lot of overthinking this year, which I can see in terms of specific relationships. So somewhere this is a year where, you know, set yourself a little lighter. I would say focus on self-sufficiency this year instead of, you know, really struggling and slogging with certain relationships. Know what's coming your way is definitely going to help you. It is a blessing, but somewhere just running behind something where you see absolutely no results is where I would say take a break, pause and review the whole thing. In terms of your professional life, this is a card where I would suggest to go a little easy onto yourself. You know, do not take any decisions in anger. There's a lot of frustration when it comes to, you know, taking a particular step, walking towards something. If there is a risk, you know, make sure you're prepared for either case, best and worst, because, you know, it just feels like in frustration, in anger, you're landing up to certain situations, certain decision in terms of your professional life, which is not advisable. Angel message for you here for 2020 is breaking free. Angels are telling you, release with whatever's holding you, you know, whatever you were holding on to in 2019, any baggage, any grudge. This is a period where it tells you break yourself free. Know that, you know, you can sort of work onto a lot of things with a lot of positivity. Don't let anything hold you this 2020. Gemini, the card that we have for you is a card of cups. This card here in terms of personal life says that there are lot many positive relations for you in this year. It feels what you're giving into the relationship this 2020, it is definitely coming back to you with regards to certain elements, certain areas where it felt like, you were struggling with certain relationships. I feel, there's a lot of growth, internal power, willpower, which we call it as. You're ready to take the charge of every situation in your life. Somewhere, it feels like there's a lot of celebrations in 2020, a lot of growth in 2020 in terms of personal life. There are areas where you feel a lot more connection towards people. Your bond is definitely growing. This is a card for your professional life. This card is a very strong, powerful card. It only talks about growth. It only talks about, achievements in 2020. So somewhere it feels everything that you're wanting to work upon, with regards to your vision, it's very clear. But I also see a little frustration, a little aggression in terms of your work. However, this would also say that, make sure your decisions are just yours. Somewhere I also see certain influences, certain, somebody trying to push you with something, certain influences which might not be very good for you in terms of your professional growth. So this is an advice here. Any decision that you're taking in terms of your profession, make sure it's yours. Angel message for you is raising your standards. Angels are telling you there is absolutely no need to compromise onto anything in 2020. You deserve a lot better things in life. Know that you're worthy. Know that, good things are coming to you. So somewhere, do not compromise. Know that good things are coming your way. Cancer, the card that we have for you is a card of swords. This card here is telling us in terms of, your personal life, I see you getting extremely dependent on somebody. It just feels like whatever you want to do, you're extremely not clear about it. You want to go ahead and seek advices, take help with making certain decisions in your life. This is a card which has an advice for you. This tells you 2020, make sure to feel self-sufficient. This tells me the dependency that you are going through, if the expectations aren't fulfilled, it really brings your energy down and you feel extremely low about certain things. So somewhere, taking care of yourself is very important this year. Know that seeking advices is great, but somewhere, having certain base, certain strength inside is very, very important. In terms of your professional life, honestly, it's not a very great card here. It talks about there is a lot of struggle. There's a lot of effort that needs to go in. However, I see, things, you really working hard towards certain thing. But this is a card again which talks about know what you're doing, review certain things, know how much you're being paid. Somewhere reviewing and working a bit smarter would really help you in terms of growth, in terms of your professional life. Angel message for you here is trust your intuitions. 2020 is all about your connection with the universe. Universe is supporting you in everything that you're doing. So somewhere your intuition is really powerful this year. Know that, whatever your intuitive journey is taking you towards, just keep walking towards that path and you will see slowly and gradually reaching to a point where everything would make sense. Leo, the card that we have for you is Knight of Pentacles. This card here is telling us in terms of personal life, there is a lot of brightness. It talks about areas where you were struggling with emotionally. If there were certain areas or situations where you were dealing with a lot of stress, I see all that really going away. I see you taking good care of yourself this year. It feels like, you're ready to bring positivity and brightness into your life. If there are negative thoughts, if there were low days, it feels now you're ready to take charge of certain situations in your life. It feels like even if it is a phase, you will deal with it with more strength. In terms of your professional life, this is a great card. This card talks about growth. This card talks about new beginnings. If there's something new that you wanted to start, it's also about taking up a new job or something. This is the right time for you. Go ahead and make this change in your life. In 2020, you will feel a lot more powerful. Also, I would say, in terms of your professional life, if there's any area where you're intuitively feeling connected to something or, planning to make a certain investment, this is the right period. Your intuition is definitely guiding you there. Angel message for you for 2020 is kindness. You know, don't hold on to yourself. If you're kind, if things are falling in place, do not cross question yourself. You know, angels are telling you the way you're dealing with situations, the way you're working with certain elements in your life, being extremely kind and all, it's just going great for you. Do not let other influence affect your energy. It's just like, you know, be more kind this year, and everything is gonna be peaceful. Virgo, the card that we have for you is a card of wands. This is a card which talks about your personal life. I feel this is a year where, you know, there are way too many expectations from others. You know, it just feels like what you're doing, you're taking a lot of efforts to work onto certain relationships, to sort of improve a certain situation in your life, but I don't see the other person reciprocating in a similar way. This card also talks about, you know, somewhere you'll have to sort of reduce your expectations, because of which, you know, your mind is really getting affected. You are feeling extremely low because there are way too many expectations. I would only say that have lesser expectations and you will feel a lot better in 2020. In terms of professional life, this is a brilliant card that we have, which always talks about new beginnings. So whatever you're working on to, if there's any plan that you have of, you know, starting something, a new job or anything for that matter, this definitely gives you a heads up. This says that you are thinking on the right direction. This is a year of action, so go ahead and take that action, work onto something that you've been planning for or waiting for the longest period. This also talks about, you know, any major investment. You know, if you planning to buy a property, this is definitely a good year. So somewhere, you know, I feel professionally there's a lot of growth. In terms of personal life, I feel there's a lot of hard work that you need to put onto yourself to find the right kind of balance in your life. Angel message for you here is beauty. This card talks about just learning to appreciate everything that you have around. Know that universe is giving you all that you want. You are showered with the best things in life. So somewhere just acknowledging beauty in everything is I feel should be your agenda for the year, which is only creating way too much abundance in your life. Libra, the card that we have for you is a card of Pentacles. This card here talks about, you know, somewhere you will see appreciation coming your way in terms of your personal life. I feel if there was sort of trust issues in the past, you know, where family not agreeing to a certain thing, and I feel the line of trust had sort of broken, this is a period, this is a year where I feel you're gaining the trust back. You know, you're working towards a lot of relationships which are actually getting better in your life. So somewhere personal life looks like a lot more improvement as compared to the past. I definitely see people sort of giving good vibes and, you know, wanting good things in your life, and, you know, it's just sort of falling in place eventually. In terms of your professional life, this is a card which talks about power. So somewhere it feels like this is a year of power to you, which means whatever you're planning to do, whatever you're planning to take up, this is the right time. Know that you're powerful. Know that whatever you're working on to this year, you will definitely see results. So it's more about, you know, taking charge of your life, understanding the clarity of the vision that you have. Though the vision looks extremely big, but there is a very high possibility that you might achieve something which, you know, you've not even imagined. So this looks like a great year for you in terms of professional life. Angel message for you is body movement. Now this card here talks about, you know, keep moving, keep changing elements into your life as and when you get comfortable, this only tells you shake up your comfort zone, you know, because that's helping you grow, that's giving you more and more opportunities. So angels are telling you, you know, keep thinking, keep enlarging your vision. Somewhere it's the time to understand the larger picture, work onto certain situations in your present where you want to make certain improvements. So yes, keep shaking your comfort zone every now and then in 2020. Scorpio, the card that we have for you is a card of wands. This card here in terms of your personal life says that somewhere you're expecting way too many things out of people. You know, it's not just about self-growth here. Somewhere you've taken yourself for granted rather than pushing up certain elements onto people around you. This card is just like a reminder to you saying that, you know, set yourself as a priority. Know that what you really want in life, you are working towards it definitely, but somewhere certain influences in your life which is, you know, sort of shifting your focus is what I would say. So do not let that happen. Focus more onto yourself and eventually everything will fall in place. In terms of your professional life, I feel somewhere this card is not a very great card. It talks about there's too much efforts that's going in, but what you see, the results are, it's not quite satisfactory. Somewhere it feels like you're drained. You just don't feel great in terms of working onto something that you're currently working. When you talk about money, there's no great money. So somewhere this is a time that you need to review, you need to change certain elements in your life. If there is a certain change that you feel will help you be in a better place, then consider that. This is a year where you need to take action onto something in terms of your professional life which is not really helping you grow. If there are blockages, make sure you're working on to getting those blockages away. Angel message for you is raising your standards. This is a card which talks about, like connecting this back to your professional life, saying that if there are results that you are not quite satisfied with, know that you deserve much more. It's just telling you, raise your own standards. Somewhere, do not compromise into something this year, is what the angels are telling you. It's only telling me that take action, know your worth, and then you will eventually see things actually working in your favor. Sagittarius, the card that we have for you is a card of cups. This card here is telling us this is a year where you're feeling emotionally strong. If there were certain relationships, certain harsh relationships in the past where it felt like you're unable to cope up with that, you're unable to come out to something, this year is like a blessing to you. Somewhere it feels like you're moving forward. You are ready to sort of look life in a different perspective right now. It feels like all the grudges, all the negative vibes that you were holding on to, you're ready to release them. So 2020 beginning looks great for you. It feels like you're ready to take charge of your own life, ready to work onto certain situations that you felt were dealing from a very, very long time. So it starts with a positive note for you. This card talks about your professional life. This card tells us that everything that you're looking forward to, everything that you're working on to, it's right in front of you. This is a time to create magic in your professional life. Know that everything that you're dealing with, everything that you're working around is definitely being counted. Everything somewhere, it just feels like take charge of the situation and just tell the universe that you're ready to create magic in terms of, making more money, so having that peace of mind at your work, and everything looks great here. Angel message for you is moving forward fearlessly. Angels are telling you 2020 is definitely a new beginning for you. Know that whatever fears that you were holding on from your past, you are ready to move forward without any fears, without any hesitations. Every time you feel stuck with a certain situation, certain relationship, know that you're ready to move forward fearlessly. Every time you say this to yourself, it will give you a lot more power. Capricorn, the card that we have for you is the Hierophant. This card here in terms of your personal life talks about, you are feeling powerful. If there were any relationships that was sort of bringing you down, the energy that you have always within feels like, you were lost into something. I feel that is coming back. You feel a lot more powerful. You feel there are energies around you which is extremely powerful. So somewhere I feel there are people around you this year who will extremely help you to grow in whatever you're doing. So personal life wise, I feel there's growth, there's power, there's a lot of work that you're doing onto self growth, which is definitely helping you in 2020. This card talks about your professional life. This card here talks about 2020 for you is about results. Everything that you're doing, make sure there are certain results. So I feel if there are anything that you've been planning to take action on to starting up something, this is the right time, because I feel your energy is really high this year. Anything that you are planning to or taking action onto, it will get materialized. So somewhere there are great energies around. Focus, I would say, channelize your energies a lot into this, and there is definitely growth. This card talks about sexuality. So 2020 for you is about somewhere, taking yourself as a priority, understanding your needs, understanding what you really want to and how you want to grow. Somewhere focus on self is what literally this card says. It feels like paying attention onto yourself and working towards yourself is really going to be a game changer for you. Aquarius, the card that we have for you is Strength. This card here in in personal life talks about, there is a great bond coming your way. This card literally talks about the relationships, the people that you're surrounded with is a lot positive circle. I feel, it's more like you filtered literally people who you want to keep in life, and this is the best thing that's actually coming your way. You will know who your real people are. So somewhere that intuitive journey that you're going through in sort of gauging vibes of people is really helping you. This is a year where I feel you will definitely keep your circle positive, and it's helping you grow. This card in terms of your professional life talks about, there are certain opportunities coming your way. Universe is definitely giving you something that you should consider in terms of your professional. Know that this is definitely gonna give you a lot more gains. If it's something that's coming via somebody, a known person who's giving you certain opportunity in terms of partnership, in terms of a new beginning, it's the right time to consider that. I feel somewhere some known person is definitely bringing you a great opportunity which you should consider. Angel message for you is environmental awareness. Connecting again the personal life here, it talks about you have to be aware of what's happening in the background. You just cannot sit blindfolded at time. Know that, like I said, your intuitive journey really tells you who's giving you good vibes and who's not. So somewhere the effort that you're taking on to filtering certain elements, certain situations, certain people is really, really important. So know that, even if you are here, what's happening around is very, very important, because it really gives you power to lead certain situations. Pisces, the card that we have for you is the card of Pentacles. This card here in terms of personal life talks about there are great things coming your way. Somewhere it just feels like at time if a certain expectation of yours is not fulfilled, you really go down with your energies. It just feels like you get extremely low about certain things. You get extremely emotional with people. This is a time where I would only tell you, understand and work on yourself. It's more that like you have to feel self-sufficient. You have to feel enough with whatever you have around. It just feels like the dependency is really going crazy, and it might really, get imbalance into your life, into certain situations, into certain elements, and which is where it feels extremely drained. So know that whatever's coming your way is brilliant, and do not feel too dependent onto certain situations, certain people there. In terms of professional life, this is a great card that we have. This talks about growth. This talks about new challenges coming your way. I definitely see financial growth also coming your way. This is a time to actually take action and work onto everything that you're believing onto. This also talks about, ask for what you want. If there's anything that you've been planning to or you have in your head but you want to sort of seek favors, it definitely tells you ask what you want and you will get that. Angel message here is moving forward fearlessly. Angels are telling you, do not hold any fears, do not hold any grudges. 2020 is like a new beginning for you. Walk forward, leave all the fears that you had in the past, and take charge of the situation completely, and it will definitely be in your favor.
So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We will get back to regular weekly tarot videos really soon. We're also working on a question and answer video because we did do a call out for questions some time ago. So stick around for that. I will share that with you guys in a couple of days, or just really soon, I guess, once we figure out what days what is going up on. Don't forget to go check out Rinky's channel as well, and of course she's available for private readings. All of those details are mentioned down below in the info box, so make sure you don't miss them. I will see you guys in the next one, and Rinky will see you next week.
week.
Bye.